So, good morning everyone. As we are dealing with the reading section, so here for your help, I thought maybe a discussion of a passage would create some good. Okay, so here over here we can see that in our question paper, in this type of combination, this thing comes like reading 20 marks, then we get a passage over here, and then question follows one after the another, followed by another passage over here, okay, and followed by the question answer related to the second passage. So these two things comprises of our reading section. So first I will show you how you can attempt, what is the technique with which the help of which you're going to attempt this portion. So first I'm start reading the passage. Okay, so suppose as I am a student and I'm attempting this. Okay, so the choices we make on a daily basis, I'm taking my pencil in my hand and I'm going to underline the choices we make in our daily basis: wearing a seat belt, lifting heavy objects correctly, or purposely staying out in dangerous situation can either ensure our safety of being and potentially harmful circumstances. Okay, fine, the first para is done. Now you and I need to make a decision that we're going to get our lives in order. Exercising self-control, self-discipline, and establishing boundaries and borders in our lives are some of the most important things we can do. Okay, so all these things consist of the most important things. Fine, I will now shift to the next thing. A life without discipline is one that's filled with carelessness. Okay, we can think it's a kind of exciting to live life on the edge. Okay, live life on the edge क्या है, exciting है. अच्छा ठीक है. We like the image of yeah that's me living on the edge. वो no. अच्छा कैसे types के words है these are. Fine, it's become a popular way to look at life. But if you see, even highways have lines. Okay, highways में line है, example compare किया गया है, which provide margins of our safety while we are driving. If we go over one side, we will get into a ditch. If we cross the other line in the middle, we could get killed. And we like those lines because they help us to keep safe. अच्छा lines की ज़रूरत है क्यों? क्योंकि हमें safe रख रहे हैं. Sometimes we don't even realize how important it is to keep us safe. Fine, the second para is done. And now the next portion. I am not proud of this, but for the first 20 years of my life at work, I ignored my limits. I felt horrible physically most of the time. I used to tell myself, I know I have limits, that I have reached them, but I am going to ignore them and see if or how long I can be with it. अच्छा चलो limits की बात हो रही है हर जगह. Okay, I ran to doctors trying to make myself feel better without through pills, vitamins. अच्छा इतना सारा कुछ ले लिया इसने. Natural stuffs and anything I could get on my hands on. Some of the doctors would tell me it's just stress. That just made me mad. I thought stress meant you don't like what you do or can't handle life. And I love what I do, but I keep pushing myself, traveling, doing speaking engagement, and so on, simply exhausting myself. Finally I understood I was living an unsustainable life. अच्छा ऐसे life को unsustainable बोलते हैं. And needed to make some changes in my outlook and lifestyle. You and I don't have to be like everyone else. Of course we are not like everyone else. हम तो unique है. Or keep up with anyone else. Each of us needs to be exactly the way we are. And we don't have to apologize for it. Fine, we are not all alike, and we need to find comfort zone in which we can enjoy our life instead of making ourselves sick and overload with stress and pressure. Fine, my passage is done. Okay, and I have learned it in my head. I have understood it with a clear evidence and clear logic. Now I will see the question answer. First question: the reason why living on edge become popular is because of. अच्छा, I'm getting 4 option. A need for constant, हाँ देखो, first option is what which is matching, constant need for something different. Population of being a नहीं population तो we didn't get even anything. Exhausting effort to make changes, this word also I didn't come across. Strong tendency to stay within limit, नहीं, it was something that the author was telling कि नहीं हमको तो limit के बाहर रहना है. So the first thing is done. You can see how easy it is. With just a clear understanding, I just omitted the 3 things also, and even I just went for the first one very easily. Now the second thing, choose the option that best captures the central idea. Central idea, we have been dealing with this term central idea for centuries, from the beginning of our class 10. Okay, central idea क्या करना है? Now let's see. Okay, so there are 4 options. Option A is about option 1. Option B is option 2, option C is option 3, and option D is option 4. See how confusing it is written over here. They could have wrote it like 1, 2, 3, 4, but no, they are giving it A and 1. Both the things are given over here. So you have to be very careful while attempting this type of question. Okay. So what is it said? It said to choose. Okay. So I will read the 4 options. First option is it's all about quality of life and finding a happy balance between work and friends. Okay, the second option is to go beyond is as wrong as to fall short. No, we didn't come across this thing, and we didn't come across this happy balance thing also between work and friend. No. So life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your bicycle balance, you must keep moving. Is it? Okay, let's give a question mark about this. Balance is not something you find, it's something you create. Exactly, create. That is the thing the author was telling over there. क्या बोल रहे थे last portion में? We have seen this, that we are unique, we are all are not alike, and we need to find a comfort zone in which we can enjoy. So we need to create something about it. Okay, so we are going to create. So I got my option right, and this is my option 4. So option 4 is written where? In D. So you're going to write D. Fine. So this was what? This was from your clear understanding. Okay, now my third thing is what? Which is the characteristics are which of the characteristics are apt about the writer about the following context? So I got a line over here, and I need to find out which among the characteristic is right. Okay, so you can see this is just from my from the analysis of the author's character. I have read the text, I have read the passage, and now whatever idea about the character I got after meeting with this author's writing, I'm going to tick all those. So I know I have limits, that I have reached them, but I am going to ignore them and see if or how long I can get by with it. Achha, so now I will do it in this manner. Like maybe my friend told me this, that I know I have limits and that I have reached them, but I'm going to ignore them and see if how long I can get. Okay, so this will be, is this a negligent attitude? Just guess with me. Is this a negligent attitude? I don't see it's a negligent over here. Okay, maybe I'm just keeping it in a optional thing. Okay, is it indecisive? No way, it's not indecisive. Is it spontaneous? No way. Is it reckless? Of course it's reckless. Because why? Because it's saying I'm going to ignore them. Okay. Purposeless? No purposeless. And is it patient? No way. So I am a bit, I am okay with option number 4. Okay, so now I am not okay with another option. See my confusion over here. Just listen carefully. So when I am sure with option number 4, I will just search that over here in this portion. Where is option number 4? Option number 4 is over here in C. But option number 4 is not alone. It is having a partner over here, and that is option number 1. So I am bound to click on this option number C. Why? Because I know that 2 of them will be correct, and I know that 2 and 3 is not correct. I know 2 and 5 is not correct. I know 3 and 6 is not correct. And when I'm a bit confused about this one option, so I will just keep it in hand and I will be sure about one option. And when I am sure about option number 4, then I know that option number 1 is bound to be correct. Why? Because I have only 4 options, and from these 4 options I have to select. So you're going to click on C. Why? Because C is consisting of 2 things, 1 and 4. Fine, so be very careful because the numbering thing is very different over here. You're getting all these numbers at one side and A, B, C, D, which consists of the options again in another side. Okay, so be very careful. You have to tick over here in A, B, C, D. You have to write one of these things over here, and also you have to write in full. So don't go and just write option C is right. Maybe you can get the confusion. You're going to write option C like this. Option C, 1 and 4, and even better if you can write the words like negligent and recklessness. Okay, so for any confusion, have the clear idea. So now I will shift to number 4. Which of the following is the most appropriate title? Okay, so for the appropriate title, I will go with How Much Is Too Much. Why? Because the poet or the author over here is not sure that whatever things he wants to do. So we're going to How Much Is Too Much, because there is no limit over here in this text. Okay, so the phrase potentially harmful circumstances refers to circumstances that can be be possibly dangerous. How? Because we don't know certainly be dangerous. We are not over here for fairly dangerous. We are not seldom. There is a possibility running all over thing. Okay, you can shift to the first paragraph in fact, and you can see over here the purposely staying of any dangerous situation, potentially harmful. You can see over here the possibility is discussed in stanza number 1. Okay, choices. So possibility is there. From this word choices only we know that it is about so now over here that was nothing. This question was just nothing. This question was just about understanding one single word, that is choices. Okay. Now 6. Select the option that makes the correct use of unsustainable as used in the passage. Fine. So which of the option will actually be suited for the word unsustainable? Okay, so it will be like in long term run the unsustainable officials followed emergency, no, not suitable. It's a hearing is only something very odd. Emergency procedures were unsustainable by the officials. Can it be? Maybe, we will see. Officials reported an unsustainable set of events during emergency. No way, during emergency we all know that is not the right thing. So this is totally wrong. Officials admit that emergency system is unsustainable. Exactly, now see how easy it is. We all know about emergency, we all know about the importance of emergency, and that we have studied it in political science that emergency is something which is actually not good in long run, which actually creates a very hazardous condition in our country. So of course this is an unsustainable, and we are going to take in option number D. Okay. So this is just from the knowledge. This is from the knowledge that you're having at class 9 or class 8. Okay, so this was a very kid type of question. Whoever has studied a bit of pol science is very sure of this. So this was something very different. The author attempts to dash the readers through this write-up. Okay, now this is totally advice. You all know. You don't have to scolded. He didn't caution. He didn't helped. He just advised. Okay. So the author uses colloquial. So remember I have underlined these words and I have told you what type of a word is this. So which of these words is not a colloquial word? Okay. So we know about this one word, stress. We know this is a very good word, and I have already told you not to say yeah. I have told you to avoid this yeah and use yes. I have told this guy is not good, like stuff, hook. These words we don't use in our literature. So if you're a bit confused about this thing, just go for the sounding effect, and you know that you haven't heard these words. So over here it's not nothing from your book, it's just that you haven't heard these words and you have gone through this word in the copy or in your book. Okay, so that one word was not colloquial. So what does the author means when he says to get our lives in order? Okay, to get our lives in order means of course to organize our lives. Order, organization. Just see the similarity between words. It's nothing over here. It's not resume, it's not rebuild, it's not control. You can see just with one word you can just do this. So this was from evaluating. Okay. Choose the option that correctly states the true meaning of outlook as used in the passage. So true meaning of outlook. Okay. Again see over here the option pattern. Okay, so we have to get any two from this correct. Okay, so any two will be correct. So choose the option that can outlook. Okay, so first thing is a person's evaluation of life, a person's experience, point of view. Yes, we got a point of view over there. Okay, a person regret in life, a person general attitude. Yes, attitude is of course there. Okay, so I am with 3 and 5, and over here you can see option C is with 3 and 5 because there was an attitude in the whole point of view, whatever was expressed by the author. Done. Now number 11. The author explains the importance of discipline and boundary in our life. Okay, so discipline and boundary. Okay, so for discipline and boundary, I will go with, because this was there which I have underlined. You can see it is nothing, it was in the text itself and I have underlined this and you are getting it over here. So it's a direct question. No scope of applying even the brain over here. And now number 12. What is the message conveyed in the last paragraph? Be the best version of yourself. Why? Because it was said over here that each of us needs to be exactly like ourselves, and we need to apologize. Okay, we are not alike, and we need to find a comfort zone where we can enjoy instead of making ourselves. So when we are not alike, and we need a comfort zone where we can enjoy ourselves instead of making ourselves. So when we enjoy ourselves, we become the best of ourselves. Fine. So that was again another thing which actually created this last question. And over here, as I have told you, you have to attempt any 10 from all those 12, and you will get the marks of the first 10 question. The first 10 question that you're going to attempt, you're going to get the answer. So if you find any of this confusing, leave that portion. Okay, so now you can see within 15 minutes with total conversation, you can see it over here. Over here in 15 minutes I have done this thing. Okay, so it took me 15 minutes with all conversation with you, with a clear understanding with you, to all do all those things. Now you know that 15 minutes is enough to complete this whole portion. Okay, so in this way you're going to get another paragraph also, and here you can see you're getting chart like ecosystem is this. They are more direct over here, and then you're going to get so many datas over here: age, gender, education, household, party composition, trip duration. So things are more direct in the next passage. Okay, so in this way you're going to read the passage and you're going to answer. You can see the questions. One of the element that is important in eco-tourist on the trip is, okay, so this is a very common question. Okay, so if you're going to find about eco-tourist over here anywhere, you're going to get the answer. Fine. So this is how you're going to attempt all these things. You're going to do all these things, and you're going to attempt it in with a very clear understanding. I'm telling you repeated number of time that what you need is to have a complete evolution of the text. You need to go through the lines like UN 2017, all those things like eco-tourist, what is it responsible for conservation of environment, socially, economically. You need to underline, go on underlining what is ethical tourism, like social injustice. You're familiar with this term ethics, you're familiar with this term pro-poor, you're familiar with this term sustainable. Okay, and if you are not, no, don't worry, none of the question is going to come from outside. Fine. So with this type of attitude in your mind, that I will evaluate the answer, that I'm going to have a broader understanding, and I'm going to get the information processed in my brain and retrieve those information that I got from the passage, those informations that I collected over here, all the information that I collected over here, I retrieved them inside my mind, and then I had a clear understanding and a closer examination when I break down all this, like who, yeah, okay, these terms I'm not very familiar with, I have not read these terms in my literature book, but I have read term like stuff, I have read term like safe, I have read term like middle. So these are colloquial, while these are not colloquial. These terms are very good terms. Okay, middle type of these terms are very sophisticated term, and these are very common terms when we are talking about. Okay, so in this manner, when you're breaking down things and you're collecting evidence and having a clear understanding, you will be able to attempt all the question answers from your reading section.